What's up, Bremerton? Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun here. I'm inside Madrona Trails in East Bremerton, and I'm looking for an elusive barred owl. And as usual, I've got 5 stories that you just got to know about happening in Bremerton this week. Welcome back to the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 is a new sports bar and restaurant is opening on Kitsap Way in West Bremerton. 2 men who used to run restaurants in Port Orchard have decided that the time is right to open this sports bar and restaurant. They're gutting what was an old Chinese restaurant called Panda Inn 2, and they hope to have it ready to go for baseball season in 2017.
We're going to bring this old building back to life. We're turning into a sports bar. It's going to be the Dugout, Sports Bar and Grill. It's ripe for, revitalizing this area right now, so that's what we're hoping to do.
We bought it about a month ago. It's just a perfect location out here because there's a lot of traffic, and it's a big building. It was built in the 70s, so it's got really good bones. The building hasn't had anything in it for about 5-6 years. So, there was water, no heat, so there's a lot of repairs we're making on it, but we can put our own stamp on it and make it a really neat sports bar.
Story number 2 on the Bremerton Beat Blast. The USS West Virginia battleship was sunk at Pearl Harbor, resurrected from the seabed below, and refurbished by the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, and went back into battle during World War II, where it actually bore witness to the Japanese surrender in 1945. Some of its sailors reunited right here in Bremerton on Friday, and you may not know that the West Virginia has a few relics that are sprinkled throughout Bremerton.
Yeah, it was a family. I mean, you were in your division, you ate together, you slept, in bunks, all in the same compartment. You're real close. You're real close. You have to be. You learn to be.
Story number 3 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week is that the Liebo Boulevard project is almost here. The $6 million overhaul will completely remake the East Bremerton roadway with wider sidewalks, a new roadbed, bike lanes, and new lighting. I spoke with Gus Garcia, the project's manager in the Public Works Department, about what the city hopes to accomplish with this overhaul.
See right now is 28 to 32 feet of just concrete surface that is a little bit undefined as far as travel lanes and whatnot. So we'll come back through and we'll double lane this thing with 2 11-foot lanes. We're going to put bike lanes where they fit and where they're the best used. And then we're also incorporating a shared use path into this, so we can get bikes and walkers and joggers and other pedestrian type users kind of all working in the same direction. We're trying to facilitate as many uses as we can, and so we've done a tremendous amount of outreach, between the bike community and the residences and the folks who just kind of, recreate within the area. So we're hoping that we're meeting the mark with what's expected of us anyway.
Story number 4 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. It's beginning to feel like aircraft carriers just come and go every day here in Bremerton, doesn't it? We have 2 home-ported carriers here, the USS Nimitz, which just completed a huge $240 million overhaul that will be here through 2019, and we have the home-ported John C. Stennis, which also underwent an overhaul and recently completed deployment earlier this year. Well, the Stennis came and went on a training mission, and so it came back into town last week, and the Nimitz has recently gone out for sea trials. Definitely one of the distinctive things about living here in Bremerton. You never know when an aircraft carrier is going to go into Sinclair Inlet. And finally, story number 5 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week, that elusive barred owl, we finally tracked it down. I'm showing you some footage now of it blinking, taken by the Kitsap Sun's very own extraordinary photographer, Larry Stiegel. It's great to know that somehow these creatures, magnificent as they are, still survive right here in an urban setting. That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.